If you're on the fence about buying Doom the Dark Ages, well, stay tuned because this is the video for you.
You got nothing better to do with your time?
Okay, so I just finished Doom the Dark Ages and wow, oh wow. Let's talk about this one. This game right here is like drinking a Monster, a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, 95 coffees, and 1,672 Red Bulls all at once. It then transforms you into a non-stop, energetic, demon-slaying, ruthless killing machine. Then you proceed to run through a literal brick wall and just scream in excitement after destroying this said wall. Admittingly, this is somehow the first Doom game I've made my way around to playing, so you're gonna get an extremely unbiased opinion from me in this latest installment. All I can truly say is the creators of all the other Doom games, id Software, along with Bethesda, really do have yet another hit on their hands. Let's begin with easily the most important aspect of this type of game for me, the game-changing, exhilarating gameplay. And real quick before we do begin, allow me to take a quick second, as always, to welcome you to the channel. If you are new, we do game reviews, retrospectives, and random ranking videos from time to time. So if that's for you, maybe consider grabbing your saw shield, turning that bitch to 2,000 miles per hour, and wreak havoc on the subscribe button to stick around for future content. And if you're already one of the almost 2,000 amazing people subbed to this channel, well then thank you very much for your undying love that you provide to this channel. Anyway though, as always, spoilers could be ahead, but let's get back to the video. Right off the bat, the biggest thing I appreciate about Doom is how old school its approach is. They provide you with a video game that doesn't care about realism or being a super driven story-based game. It wants you to have a good ass time tearing things apart, an all-out war, and for me, it couldn't do much more to capture that kind of vibe. I was gonna say the game can be pure chaos, but no. The game is pure chaos in every way, shape, and form of chaos. You're thrown into these amazing, incredible looking worlds. You're tasked with ripping to shreds all these demons in these beautiful and massively creative looking areas. And how else would you go about terrorizing the underworld without plenty of weapons and equipment at your disposal? I really think I mean this when I say this. Every single weapon is enjoyable to use and they all serve different purposes for you to survive this non-stop insanity thrown your way. They waste no time starting you out with a shotgun immediately. The shotgun, of course, packs a punch like most games it would. Just like all the other weapons we're going to talk about moving forward here in a second, the shotgun has an alternate mode where it gives you an even more powerful shotgun blast. The next gun up is the Shredder, and no, I'm not talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Shredder is basically this game's version of an assault rifle, basically, but trust me, there's nothing basic about shredding demons with this thing at all. Plus, its alternate fire mode basically turns it into a sniper rifle type of gun, dealing high damage semi-automatic shots with the weapons and everything. One big thing I appreciated about my Doom playthrough is it introduces these weapons one by one at a very steady pace at the beginning parts of this game. It almost kind of dedicates a level to a single weapon for the first, I don't know, about 5, 6, 7 or so missions. I thought that was really nice. It reminded me of the Resistance trilogy if you played those PlayStation games back in the day. I really enjoyed those games a lot, and this is a very similar type of vibe. Obviously, the gameplay is not the same as Resistance. I mean, you get introduced to new enemies and stuff in that game, but this game is not like that at all. This is just, like I said, pure madness, pure chaos, insanity, all the adjectives at once. Back to the weapons though, things really started heating up for me gameplay wise when the accelerator was introduced, aka the submachine gun. This standard sounding rapid fire SMG might not sound too exciting, but when you're fighting hordes of demons, this gun is very, very useful and makes you feel very unstoppable at times, and it is a good time. After the accelerator, you get to meet the first very unique gun creation this game gives you, the Pulverizer, which is a brand new creation for the Doom series as a whole to my knowledge. This gun has an extremely wide spread, which allows you to just hold down the trigger and plow your way through massive armies of fodder enemies. The point of this one is to allow you to bring down tons of the weaker enemies quicker without having to aim much at all. Although for me, its alternate fire mode is where it's truly at here. This makes the spread much smaller, and the more you shoot, the faster its rate of fire goes up. So watch this gun go from a borderline semi-automatic to a rapid-fire, skull-firing SMG, demon terminating thing seconds later with its high damage output. Speaking of high damage output, the last couple weapons are definitely intended to be just that. The chain shot, for example, is the second creative unique weapon, but for me, this one didn't really land like the Pulverizer does. Maybe I wasn't using it correctly, which is fair because I don't know the Doom games like that, but all it does is basically shoot a high damage ball on a chain at a very slow rate, and the longer you hold it in, the more powerful it can be. Trust me, I get how that could be considered good, but 90% of the time you're fighting an army of an overwhelmingly amount of enemies at once. So I just didn't see any reason I would choose a slow weapon meant for one-on-one combat, especially when the last weapon, the grenade launcher / rocket launcher, is pretty much the same type of thing, just far more powerful. I feel like I don't even have to say much about this one. You know what a grenade launcher does, and the alternate rocket launcher mode is the highly effective version of it. I mean, if you have these big enemies and these bosses, whatever, that you'll come across, these two guns can be very useful, but like I said, I find the rocket launcher and the grenade launcher to be better. But wait. There is one more hugely important weapon that we must talk about. I believe it's also brand new to the Doom franchise in this game. I'm of course talking about the Saw Shield. Look, I know this thing's a shield, so you might be thinking defense, not offense. But no. Don't get your mind even slightly twisted on that. I don't even slightly love this shield because of its protecting duties. I love this chainsaw shield because it is a very, very key weapon to making combat even more fun than it already was. Again, 95% of the time I don't recommend blocking with this beautiful contraption right here. Instead, they let you throw this thing into the torsos of almost every big enemy you come across, stunning them, and it allows you to freely just shoot away at them, dealing high damage when they can't defend themselves. At some point as well, you can also put an upgrade on the shield that allows you to live out your fantasies of becoming Captain America. Oh, you know, if Captain America was a vicious, bloodthirsty, demon slayer. But yeah, when you put this upgrade on, it basically bounces off more than a few enemies and just kind of kills them all at once. It's pretty cool. After you do advance more into the story, they also let you introduce the game-changing Ruin upgrades for the shield. This gives your shield one of 4 unique abilities that you can equip at a time whenever you successfully parry one of the incoming demon attacks that you will face constantly. All I'm saying, the auto turret option comes highly recommended from my review on Yelp. Thank me later when you parry a powerful enemy, then a rapid fire turret emerges from your shield, then proceeds to tear down the enemy's defenses while you're shooting your gun of choice simultaneously. Although I love that sexy shield to death, I will say there was one issue I personally had with it sometimes. While you are blocking, if you are one of those nerds attempting that in a Doom game, if you hit the right trigger to shoot while blocking, you will deal a deadly dash forward thing with your shield. And yes, this is an effective attack that I do like, but when I'm trying to block to defend myself from 4,775 enemies at once, and then I try to shoot while I'm blocking or letting it go, and it leads me to unintentionally dashing into a grasp that I cannot handle of all these enemies around me, it becomes a problem. And you will lose a lot of health in the process of this sometimes, and I mean, it does suck. Especially when you're all hyped up on 11,000 milligrams of caffeine and you can't contain your rage. There are actually a couple other big gameplay things here too that go along with the negative portion, I guess you could say. It's not overly negative, just things that I have to point out because I am reviewing the game. During one of the earlier missions, I noticed two giant titans going at it in the background.
Oh, you're a baby.
And when I say going at it, I don't mean sexually, so get your mind out of the gutter.
Don't you dare tell me what to do!
I meant them standing face to face and fisting each other. Okay, this is not going well.
How about, you shut the fuck up?
Anyway, they throw heavy punches and beat the fuck out of each other. There, is that better for you?
No, not really.
I did wonder how cool it would be at this time to fight these titans or be a titan of your own, and the game grants your wish to my surprise. They throw you into one of these giant suits of armor and they allow the player to go to town on these titans and fist the shit out of them, whatever way you feel necessary. Unfortunately, after one mission of this, I think it runs its course, and the couple times after this, I don't really think it hits well. The combat of it is just really, really basic for this game compared to the stellar boots on the ground combat you're used to otherwise. Sadly, there also is one other style of combat that they attempt as well with the awesome Dragon Beast companion the Demon Slayer has at his side. Much like the Titans, the first full mission of this, I was having a pretty good time soaring through the skies, bringing down these giant aircrafts. But for me, the combat for this is almost instantly bland compared to the Titan stuff even, let alone the boots on the ground. You stand in one place, you dodge the incoming third grade level type of attacks, you return fire and do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The idea of the Dragon Companion is awesome, and I like the missions that you fight on him for a few moments and then you land to finish the fight on the ground, but the missions where they're solely based around the flying thing and you do it the whole time, I don't know, the aerial combat for me was just not entertaining enough. Real quick before we move even further forward, I'm not going to make this my longest review ever since I don't know the Doom lore as far as the story goes. I just wanted to throw that out before we begin touching on the story here briefly. And before carrying on, I just want you to understand how much of an emphasis goes on the gameplay for this game. It's just mostly what matters for this type of entry. Just in general, the Doom games period. Gameplay is the most important. But yeah, with the gameplay, the story obviously goes along with it, and I didn't really find myself caring too much. Look, you're an unstoppable demon-slaying killer, and you're trying to, kill demons, and that's pretty much good enough for me. There's a bit more context here, obviously. I mean, you bounce around from world to world, hunting down Prince Azrak. I swear my notes 100% auto-corrected Prince Azrak to Azrak, so I just said it off the tongue real quick, and I'm keeping it. From this point forward, you shall forever be known as Prince Azrak, leader of the Hell's Demons. Anyway, after a brutal, bloody journey, you end up receiving a few very satisfying boss battles at the end of the story. Nothing crazy innovative here, but the Doom's 10 out of 10 combat makes these very, very enjoyable. So go try them out for yourself, I highly recommend. Like I said earlier, during your story playthrough, they throw you more than enough different enemy types to prevent boredom. I'm sorry that's really it for the story, but like I said, I don't know too much about the lore, and that's pretty much all I got out of it. It seemed pretty kind of, basic, I guess. But it's not a really bad thing, it's just a background thing for me here. But yeah, with the enemy types, you get your basic dudes that you just kind of find your way fighting through in hordes. There's these slithering, annoying guys that refuse to die, I swear, then they just were setting me off. They got demons that go invisible until you nail them with your shield to reveal them. And they got plenty of these like cowboy riding on top of demon beast things that they think they're horses or something floating around here. Oh, and whatever these ruthless things are that were constantly kicking my ass, And I know, I'm sorry, here we are in the summary already. I'm just abruptly wrapping this video up, but I mean, it's a shame because I love this game so much, but there really is not much to say outside of gameplay. And with the summary, let's get back to the main question here. Should you buy Doom the Dark Ages, and as a whole, what rating would I give this game? I think it's pretty apparent where I'm heading with this one. I confidently think Doom the Dark Ages is an amazing 9 out of 10 game that you should 100% buy without hesitation. If you are already a big Doom franchise type of player here, then this might even be a 10 out of 10 for you if you're really into the story. Just for me, the story not feeling super important and the Titan/Dragon gameplay portions bring it down a bit. I don't know, it's not a big deal, but like I said, it keeps it from being the best of the best for me enough to knock it down 1 point. I feel like that's fair. That's my little criticism on the game. Other than that, I had a freaking blast. Because all I know, if you want to sit down and not relax for 1 second and have a great old school gaming experience, this is the game for you 150%. But anyway, people, let me know what you think of Doom the Dark Ages in the comments below if you played it already. If you haven't, let me know if you're excited about it or planning to buy it in the future. If you enjoyed today's review, please drop a like on it. That helps the channel out a ton. And maybe while you're at it, consider subscribing to be a part of this channel growing. Plus, you get to have me invade your YouTube suggestions, which is always fun. I hope you have a great rest of your day, though. That's it from me. See ya!